Okay, we're going to see how to eliminate unit productions. We'll directly see this with examples because it's simple. It's the simplest of all three. So we'll eliminate unit productions. Okay. So what is a unit production? Non-terminal tends to non-terminal. This is a unit production. Okay. So let us consider example 1. So remember, why should we remove non-production? So let me tell that. So why should we remove? You will have a lot of ambiguity, as you can see. See, if I have some grammar like this, B to C, C to D, and D to a D. So I could have directly, so all these are not creating any meaning, right? So including this D, I can directly say A to D, right? So this is more, so that can be, it can be more meaningful when I write like this. So I need not do this is like creating a lot of ambiguity again. Okay. So this is why we do eliminate unit productions. Unnecessary unit productions we'll eliminate. Please always, one more thing to note is like editing grammar in no way should disturb the language that can be generated from the grammar. Okay, this is the rule for all three simplifications. Editing a grammar should not change the language. Should not change the language. This is very, very important in all types of simplification. That is why we check even epsilon is part of language or not. Editing a grammar should no way touch the language. Okay, fine. So we'll start with first example. Okay, and we'll understand how we remove unit productions. Okay, now as you can see, the above one, you have unit productions obviously. So S tends to B is a unit production, B tends to A is a unit production, A tends to B is a unit production. So we have multiple unit productions. We'll see if we can remove it. Now first we'll see with S tends to B. We'll take that unit production first. In S tends to B, B can be replaced with what? Either BB. So S tends to B can be replaced with BB. Similarly, the other option, S tends to B can be replaced with A. Again, A can be replaced with what? A or BC. Okay, so we'll try to combine all this. Just substitute, that's it. AA can be replaced with BB, then with A or a BC. That's it. So whatever terminals that I have arrived at, just replace this unit production. I've substituted all possible combinations. Okay, so in S, so S is done, first production rule is done. So in the second production rule, let me check. What's the second unit production? B tends to A. Am I right? So B tends to A is the second unit production that I have over here. So let me try to substitute the same way. So instead of A, what all can I substitute? Terminal alone, with terminal alone. A and BC I can substitute, right? So B gets modified as A or BC or B. So in the place of A, I try to write this. Okay. So let me take the third unit production. A tends to B. So take all the unit production and we're just going to substitute it. A tends to B. So in B, what all I can replace in terms of terminals alone? BB, the string that I can replace. Okay. So I'll rewrite the production rule A as follows. A and BC. Remember, these both I'm writing as such. I'm not doing anything. Okay. And in the place of capital B, I write a B. Okay. Now my simplified grammar. Okay. My simplified grammar is S tends to AA, BB, A or BC. A tends to A or BC or BB. B tends to BB or A or BC. So this is my simplified grammar. So what did we do? So this is my simplified grammar. So when we do null production, removing null production creates, removing null production creates a lot of unit productions. So given a grammar, find all unit productions and replace the unit productions, the non-terminal, the variable in the beta part of the unit production, try to expand it with the terminal strings. Okay, so just try to replace it and you can write a simplified grammar. Let us see more examples so that we'll understand the elimination of unit symbols better. So this is a second example. Okay, so I have 6. Can you please identify the unit production rules? Please identify the unit production rules given the grammar. So my first task is to, I have to find what are all the unit production rules. Then I'll try to replace them. So that is my work. Okay. Yeah, tell me what are the unit productions? Unit productions are of the format non-terminal tends to non-terminal. Yes. Yeah. Manoj is there. Class, Manoj. Manoj is there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Manoj, you're able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Non-terminal to non-terminal.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you see one? Can you see one non-terminal to non-terminal? A variable, capital letter to capital letter directly. That's it. One non-terminal to non-terminal. Can you tell me, Manoj? One capital symbol to capital symbol. That's it.
Ma'am,
A single non-terminal at the left and a single non-terminal at the right. That's it. Non-terminal means capital letters, variables that can be expanded. A single at the left and a single at the right. That's all. Can you tell me?
ma'am, D tends to A.
B tends to
A.
B
D
tends to
tends to
A. Rule is there.
E.
Sorry. Yes, Manoj.
Ma'am, D tends to E.
D tends to E. Good. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Manoj. D tends to E. Okay. So this is a unit production. Count C. Manoj, see this combinations also. This is an R symbol. Okay. So
Okay,
D
ma'am.
tends to C is also a unit production. Okay. So C tends to D also is a unit production. Okay. Okay, Manoj. So whichever doesn't have terminals, and also it should be of the format. So AB, this is not a unit production because it has 2 terminals at the left-hand symbol side. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
please, okay, Manoj, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, see, these are unit productions in this grammar. So I'm going to expand this unit production, replace all the beta parts. Alpha tends to beta is the format of production rule. I'm going to replace beta in this unit productions. So let me take B tends to C first. So what I'll do in place of C, I'll try to write C tends to D, tends to E, tends to A. Okay, so the final grammar can be B tends to A or B. Please stop if you're not paying, if you're not understanding. B tends to C is the unit production. So I have to replace at one point with a terminal. Okay, so what I do, C tends to D, I replace, D tends to E, I replace, E tends to A. That is where I get a terminal. Okay, so this B is already there. So instead of the C, I do substitute this A. So this is how my production rule changes for B. Okay, so now let me take the next one, D to E. You've seen this already, D to E, this is this part, D to E, E to A. All right, so I can change it as D to A. Am I right? So D to A. This is a separate production. So I change it as D to A. Fine. So 2 unit productions done. So what is the next third unit production? So this is the first unit production, second one, third one. So I have handled the first, I have handled the second, I'm handling the third one. C tends to D, D tends to E, E tends to A. So I can write this as C tends to A. Okay, now rewriting the grammar. So simplified grammar, that's it. Just take the unit productions, replace it so that you have terminals. So the simplified grammar, I have not touched S. So S tends to AB, A tends to A, and B tends to B have changed, right? B is changed here, A or B. So remember to write that, A or B. C have I changed? Yes, C have changed. C to A is here. D, yeah, B to A, E to A. So this is my simplified grammar. And again, this is what you can see. Simplifying by eliminating unit productions will lead to the next problem of useless symbol. As you can see, this is a problem of useless symbol. C to A, D to A, E to A, right? So just check if you C, D, and E. Can you just tell if I can reach, just tell me if I can reach C or D or E from start symbol. Just check this grammar that we have written, simplified grammar, and just check if I can reach C or D or E from the starting symbol. Yes or no? Can I reach C somewhere? So starting symbol has only the variables capital A and capital B. Am I right? Anywhere can I reach this capital C or D or E from the starting symbol? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
No. I can nowhere reach C or D or E. Am I right? So these are unreachable. These production rules are unreachable. So these are unreachable non-terminals. Okay, so this is what we mean by useless symbols. Okay, so there is no derivability. I can nowhere reach C, D, and E from S. So when you generate strings, you will start only from S. So these are unreachable. So our grammar is simplified with respect to unit production, yes, but it's still not simplified as a whole. It still has useless symbols. So this is what we'll see in the next section. So you will have lot of MCQ from this part. So now my alphabet is going to be 0 and 1. Okay, so this is 0, 1, B, and capital C. Then A tends to 0, S or 0, 0. B tends to 1 or A. C tends to 0 and a 1. So this is my grammar. Okay. This grammar I'm going to simplify. Okay. Fine. Now I have to identify all the unit productions. Okay. So can you help me identifying the unit productions? There are 2 unit productions that I can see. Unit productions are of the format single non-terminal left hand side, single non-terminal right hand side. Yeah, what are all the unit productions? Harsh? Harsh is in class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Harsh. Tell me unit production. One capital letter at the left hand side, one capital letter at the right hand side. All these symbols means OR. Yes? Okay, I can write yes like this. S tends to 0A, S tends to 1B, S tends to C. Now can you tell me, is there a unit production with respect to S? Single non-terminal at the left hand side and single non-terminal at the right hand side. Non-terminals means variables that you can expand, represented by capital letter. Do you have a unit production in S? Yes, Harsh? Are you able to see any unit production in this set?
SC.
S to C, very good. So S to C.
B to A.
Yeah, very good. B to A. Very good, Ash. Thank you so much. So these are the, thank you so much, Ash. So these are the two unit productions. Okay, so these are the two unit productions that we have identified. Now what's our editing? We have to replace the left-hand side, the beta part. Alpha tends to beta. So the beta part, we are going to replace it with terminals. Till we reach the terminal, we have to edit it. So S tends to CL take. So C, I'll replace it with what? I can replace it directly with 0, 1. I've reached a set of terminals. Okay, so this is the rule finally. So what will I write? I'll replace S now. So S, how I can write? 0A, 1B, and 0, 1. Instead of C, I've written a 0, 1. So this is how I edited for the first unit production. Let me take the second production. B tends to A. Yeah, B tends to A. What do I do? In A, either I can write a 0S or I can write a 0, 0. Am I right? I can write either a 0S or a 0, 0. Both has terminals in it. Okay, so both has terminals in it. So use both. So I can rewrite B as 1, or 1 is already existing. Remember, 1 I have taken from here. Then instead of A, I'm writing both 0S and 0, 0. Okay, so that's all, 2 unit productions. So after that, I write my simplified grammar as S, I've rewritten is 0A, 1B, or 0, 1. A, I have not touched, so I'll rewrite it as such from the original grammar. I'm sorry, 0, 0. And B, I have edited to remove unit production. So it is 1, 0S or a 0, 0. C is a 0, 1. So this is my simplified grammar. Okay, fine. So I think unit productions are pretty much easy. Just you'll have to take symbols, take unit productions and just substitute. Just try this out. I'll not solve it. You just try this out. Sxy, x tends to A, y tends to Z or B, Z tends to M, M tends to N, N tends to A. So your terminals are A, B, Z. A, B, Z are your terminals, and your non-terminals are S, X, Y, Z, M, and N. So these are our non-terminals. So you're going to find all the unit production rules, okay? So and then you're going to replace, okay? Unit production rules. For example, okay, this is a small z. So Z tends to M is a unit production rule. M tends to N is another unit production rule. Okay, so try to substitute and find the answer. Simplified grammar. Okay.